sitting here on TikTok too. The minute I go live on TikTok, I'm gonna be live on both platforms. Never done it like this, so it's what it is. So I'm gonna be up and down, up and down. It's cold up in this joint.
At least 2 amps at one time.
Oh no. Man. Okay. Wow, this trip. See if I could throw that. I don't know if I want to be like that. You know, look at this. Look at that. That's on TikTok there. Got to be another. You know. Let's see. Okay, I think I might rock with that. Okay, I'll roll with that. Your man Treetrunk just picked the background for TikTok, so I think yeah, we just gonna run it like this. I'm live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. So what's up, y'all? Good morning, good morning. It's your man 313. You know I'm live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I'm live on 2 platforms, so I'm gonna see how this go. This background kind of crazy, but this is what your man Treetrunk come up with this morning. It's just how it's going. I've been messing around up here for a minute, so I'm gonna be answering questions from the bottom. I'm gonna be answering questions from the top because I'm on YouTube also, and I hadn't been feeding the YouTube algorithm like I should, so I wonder if I could throw a background up on my YouTube. I'm gonna just mess around with it real quick. Let me see if I could throw a background up here. I probably should have. Oh, it's looking like I can. Okay, I could throw a background up on it. Okay. Well, I could rock with that. Let me see. I'll just get a shot of me and the boys out there. You know, I get a, whoa. See something happening with the TikTok.
Did you know that TikTok paying for likes? Did you know?
I probably should have listened to that. Something dropped me out my live real quick.
Did you know that TikTok paying for likes? Did you know that TikTok paying for likes and the requirements to get in this is so low? I'm finna put you down. Watch this whole video. Right now, TikTok is looking for TikTokers, right? If you can make 7-second videos or 10-second videos to your favorite songs, they will pay you for your likes, right? People are getting thousands of dollars for their likes. I'm seeing people running up millions of likes, all that. Right now, TikTok is promoting content for these people. Now I'm finna put you down on how to join the program. All you gotta do is engage with this post and go do what I said. First, hit the share button on this video. Send it to the first 5 people that pop up or press copy link. Save or repost the video. Like the video. Hit the plus sign so that you follow me. Hit that dot dot dot. Drop in the comments how many times have you uploaded today. Now, you want to go to TikTok Studio. You want to scroll down to monetization. You want to go to artist program. Right now, you could be getting thousands of dollars for your likes, and TikTok gonna push you.
I gotta get to my live stream. I saved that video, but I'm live here with y'all. So I don't know what happened there. I got knocked out the live stream somehow. Okay, look like I'm coming. All right, it's picking me up where I left off YouTube. But the background joints is good. I like having the background joints on there. And makes for a different vibe, you know. Makes for a different vibe. And yeah, I just keep that up there. You know what it is. Is my chat moving? Okay. Well, okay, y'all. We here, you know. Wonder if you can tap screens on YouTube. You see YouTube a lot different. You know, I guess somebody could come in and give me a like on it, but it's a lot different. I'm gonna start doing this all the time now on my live stream. I'm gonna come up and do my live stream on 2 devices, and I'm gonna do it on TikTok and I'm gonna do it on YouTube. So that's my new thizzle, y'all. That's my new thizzle. But it started at 8. You know, that's when I guess I could share my own live out. See, I wish I could do that on YouTube. YouTube, y'all need to step it up. Katie, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live. It's my first time doing this where I'm going live on TikTok and YouTube at the same time. I'm trying to compare and see the difference between them both. You know, Sandman, you know, see, they don't pop up in my, who is that, Chris? I see y'all popping up in here. What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. You know, that's my first time. It's my first time doing this. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube at the same time. So tune in to your man Treetrunk. And I don't know why I didn't think of this before. I don't know why I didn't think of this, you know. So let me got to be some kind of different effects or something, you know. I could you know, kind of get a clearer picture, you know, of what's going on, you know. Okay. That's better. How that other one, I was looking like a ghost more. But this is my first time. What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live. Thanks for showing me love, Sacramento. I see you up in there. This is my first time going live on 2 platforms at one time. So I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube at the same time. I'm trying to compare the two. And this is just life talk with your man Treetrunk. You mess with me, you messing with the D. I'm blessed by the best, and you know the rest. You know, check out my content. I'm all about uplift. You know, I'm all about, you know, helping somebody, the power of helping somebody. You know, when you look at it, you can have nothing and you can help somebody, and that could still make you feel good, you know. all the time. It ain't about personal gain. You know, you can help somebody, and then they in return help you. You know what's going on, Trey? What's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man 313. It's much appreciated. Everybody that come up in here, you know, it's much appreciated. I'm gonna say it again. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. You know, and I never done this. I'm gonna start doing this every weekend. You know, every weekend. I usually just go live on TikTok, but YouTube was my first love. You know, so that's where all this content creating come from. It come from YouTube. So I got to start feeding the YouTube the same way. You know, I feed TikTok. You know, all exposure. You know, it's good exposure when you promoting positive words and uplifting people. You know, it's all good exposure. So that's what your man Treetrunk with. You know, who was that just jumped up in here? Bad, you know, I see you come up in here. What's going on? It's much appreciated. Thanks for coming in the live. Uh, I'm live on two platforms right now. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok. You know, I'm trying to, you know, spread my word as far as I can, just for uplift and positivity. You know, and you know, you are who you are in this world. You know, not saying that I'm just the most, you know, I've never done anything bad, you know. I've done bad things, you know. It's a well, I see you up there, you know, was that California, what's going on? Thanks for engaging, you know. If you uh if you liking the live, go and tap the screen. Tap the screen and let me see them lights coming up. If you liking the live, you know, that let me know that you just ain't sitting back there. If you liking the live, tap the screen. You know, for YouTube, y'all need to do something like that where people can engage more. You know, people can engage and you can talk to them more. You know, you say, Black at you, what's going on? What's going on, Black? It's your man, Treetrunk. I'm live on two platforms right now. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok. YouTube has always been my first love with this content creating, but I had a young guy at my job. He told me, he said, Tree Trunk, you need to go over to TikTok. And I've been seeming to get, you know, more love on TikTok than I have on YouTube. So what's going on? I see y'all rolling up in here. I get more love on who is that? RK. I don't want to mess your name up and say it wrong, but what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live. You know, TikTok is more engaging. You can, you know, kick it with people more. Your chat moves. It don't move like that. You know, with YouTube, your chat don't move like that. But I'm gonna start doing this from now on. I'm gonna start going up with two lives. Just talk to people with this real talk. You mess with me, you messing with the D. You know, that's all it is. And I said I'm gonna start probably doing some battles or something. Let me see what the heck. I'm gonna push this button right here. I don't even. That's oh, that's inviting. I guess that's what that is. Okay. Man, Tree Trunk, you know, you got to push these buttons to see what's going on. What's going on, Robert Sterling? I see you come up in the live. Say what's up to you, man. Tree Trunk is much appreciated, you know. And people come in and they come out your lives, you know. That's why you got to learn how to move a live. You got to learn how to move a live stream as much as you can. Black at you, what's going on? You know, a user 11296. I see you come up in here. You know, I've been on here for about 10 minutes. Y'all finally starting to roll up in here. It's much appreciated. I'm glad to see people even giving their precious time to your man Tree Trunk coming up in here in the live stream. You know, I'm live on two platforms. I'm live on YouTube. I'm live on TikTok right now. So, good morning. Yep, yep. I see you come up in here. Good morning. I hope you got that Joe to get your engines running. I've never done it like I'm doing it this morning. You know, I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok. YouTube was my first love at this content creating. Paul, what's going on? Good morning. Hope you got the Joe to get your engines running. It's your man Treetrunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. Michael, what's going on? I see all y'all rolling up in here. And the live streams, I don't know if I'm getting lazy at it, but I think I'm becoming more and more authentic every day. I'm getting more and more authentic. I see it in my live streams. I see it in my videos. I'm getting more and more authentic. And you really get to see the real. You really get to see the real person behind the videos. You know, what's going on now? What is that? 918 boys, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Treetrunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. It seems like I got a quiet little live stream going on right now. Ain't too many people tapping in. Ain't nobody tapped in my YouTube at all, but people come in and out to TikTok. But I'm gonna start promoting. I'm gonna start promoting both. That's what I'm about to start doing. I'm about to start promoting both. I'm gonna be live on YouTube. I'm gonna be live. What's going on, Doug? I see everybody flipping through the screen. I'm gonna be live on TikTok. I'm gonna be live on YouTube 8 a.m. every Sunday morning with real talk. That's just what it is with your man Treetrunk. And for me, these is the most important. These are the most important live streams for your man Treetrunk. When nobody comes up in here, you know. And and I was always saying to myself, there's a few things that you can do on TikTok that you can't do on YouTube, and there's a few things you can do on YouTube that you can't do on TikTok. And I was always wondering how to get my full live stream recording going on. And I got it now because I'm on YouTube. I don't know why I didn't even think of that in the first place. I don't see a name behind who just popped up, but thanks for coming up in the live. It's your man 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. I've never done it like I'm doing it this morning. I didn't even put a goal up. So let me see if I can hit it with a goal. Let me see. My flash goal. Let me push buttons here. See, YouTube is like a totally different platform. Well, whatever. What's going on, Jay? I see you come up in the live stream with your man Treetrunk. What up, though? That's a Detroit greeting right there. What up, though? Thank you for coming up in the live saying what's up to your man Treetrunk. Was that Caramel Drizzy? What's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with Treetrunk 313. Seems like I'm having a little bit of. Okay, I'm gonna start the flash goal now. Seems like I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties, but we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm not even gonna screw with it. Seems like I'm having a little technical difficulties. Yeah, just click me out, bring me back to the screen. People coming in and they coming out. YouTube, y'all ain't nobody popped up in here. YouTube, I ain't seen nobody come up in here. Oh man, ain't messing around on me. The froze. I done got knocked out my live stream somehow. Yeah, I done got knocked out my live stream on TikTok. I knew I had something going on. Some kind of technical difficulties. That's why I'm glad I'm live on YouTube. You know. Let me see if it'll bring me back in where I left off. See, something is wrong. I'm glad I'm. Let me see if it bring me back in where I left off. Okay, it brought me back in where I left off. Okay, jump was crazy. I'm gonna have to edit that out on this YouTube and put it on TikTok just to let y'all see what's going on here, you know. Okay, looks like it's back in action now. That's crazy. Let's see, what is that? Okay, Mr. Morris, what's going on? I got knocked out my live somehow with some. Okay, what is this? Okay, all right. It's technical difficulties that throw you off, you know. But it is what it is, you know. It's the internet, you know. You're going to. Back in the days, they tell you something about the internet, you wouldn't even believe them. It's like a invisible signal. What's going on, Rocco? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man 313. You know, it's much appreciated. You know, Billy Two first name. What's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with 313. You know, you mess with me, you messing with the D. I never done it. DM, what's going on? I never done it like I'm doing it today. I got YouTube on live stream and I got TikTok on the live stream. And I'm gonna start running it like this every single week. I don't know why I ain't think of it in the first place. I don't know why I ain't think of it in the first place. But that's how this junk is. You know how this is. Let me power. I can power share my own live. I don't even know why I ain't do that. You know, you power share it out myself. Seems like I'm still having technical difficulty. You know, on my end over here. since I got the two platforms, I've had YouTube forever. And I just, so I'm just saying, you know what? You just go live on both of them, because I've done the YouTube lives before. And I just switched to TikTok, and a lot of my attention went to TikTok. But I'm more of a, how I want to say it, positive words, uplift, and just my daily, a day in the life of your man Treetrunk. I've been sharing my life, on the internet for several years now. You can go back through my videos. I go back through my videos and be like, wow, I can see the difference in the growth, and I can see it all, you know. But it all come with time, you don't just start something and it's automatic like that. It happens for some people like that. Ain't saying things don't just happen like that, but you have to work hard. You have to put in some kind of work. How long have my live stream been going? Oh, it's only been 23 minutes on here on TikTok. But I'm looking down at YouTube. I got okay, I got 26 minutes, so I ain't too far off. You know what's going on here. But just the new way of the world, y'all. Is this internet, this podcast and posting and different stuff like that. Day Day, what's going on? Let's look call my daughter. Call my daughter Day Day. What's going on? Coming in the live stream is much appreciated for you, man. Treetrunk 313. I never done it like I'm doing it today. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok. Just talking about how the way the world is going with social media and polls and different stuff like that. That's the new way of the world. I'm old school, as everybody can notice. I got the gray up in there, so I remember when internet first started. I remember when it first started, and it was dial up. You couldn't be on the phone the same time you was on the internet, or you'll lose your signal. You could actually go in the kitchen and cook something and come back, and your page still hadn't loaded yet. That's how internet was when it first started off. And now look, we share our lives, everything we do on posts, on Instagram, Facebook, we share it all. That's the new way in the world. And I remember when you didn't want nobody following you. Now you want to see how many followers you can get, you know, to follow you, to boost your reputation so people can know you. Basically you can sell yourself, you can sell products for other people. You can, once they see you got a platform and you got followers and there's people that tune in to you to see what you got going on, then that's when you start gaining, and I really started this, just messing around. People want to know how I got the name Treetrunk. Treetrunk is I'm a garden guy. I grow stuff, and a lot of my, the plants that I grow them in their biggest trees. So that's how I got the name Treetrunk. A lot of people make, different assumptions on how I got the name, but I got the name Treetrunk from being a garden guy, and everybody that's on TikTok watching, you can come to my YouTube channel. You can see a lot of my garden stuff. Community guidelines on TikTok don't allow me to post, a lot of my garden stuff, so I leave that to YouTube. Uh, Paulie, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Treetrunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. I'm just talking about the way of the world and the way things change within the span of, 20, 30 years, and it's changed dramatically. I remember being, the young guy on the job, when I was first starting off in my career. I remember being a young guy on the job looking up at the OGs. Now I'm one of the OGs, and I get a lot of respect from a lot of the young guys. I get a lot of respect from them, and the respect is much appreciated. It's much appreciated. So, it's your man Treetrunk 313. You see my videos, you see my posts, you see what my channel is about. You see that, and I can only give it to y'all the way God give it to me. And from now on, I will be posting on YouTube, and I will be posting live on TikTok every single Sunday morning at 8 a.m. for at least a half an hour of the day. So if you rocking with your man Tree Trunk and you got questions about anything you want to talk, this is where you can find me. You can find me here, and it's just real talk. It's life talk. Stuff that we all can relate to. We all can relate to. You know, uh, Abdullah, what's going on? I see you coming up in the live stream with your man Tree Trunk. We can all relate to, pain, love, hate. We can all relate to all that, no matter what your financial status is. So that's what your man Tree Trunk's channel is about. And I wish I could go live on 3 platforms, every single Sunday morning. I'm going to figure out a way to do it. If you think it, you can do it. And I should have been thought of this right here, what I'm doing right now. I should have been thought of it. But you learn and you grow. You learn and you grow. That's what it's about. And these are the most important times in your man Tree Trunk's journey as being a live stream creator. It's when nobody comes up in my room. This is the most important time. Crawfishy, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Tree Trunk. I was just expressing that these are the most important times in my live stream journey, my social media journey, uh, expressing myself to the world. It's when nobody come up in my live stream and I can still speak my truth and let everybody know what's going on with me. These are the most important times for you to come up in my live stream and give me your time right now. It's so much appreciated, because you could be doing anything else other than looking at me here on TikTok. And I've never done it the way I'm doing it today. I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok right now. And I'm going to start doing that every single Sunday morning. I go live on TikTok every Sunday morning at 8 a.m., but I'm going to start being live on YouTube. YouTube was my first love, of content creating and making videos, but I get the love from TikTok. TikTok is where I've been getting my love, and I'm growing on TikTok. Tap the screen if you liking the live, if you digging the live and you digging what your man Tree Trunk talking about, just tap the screen. I'll never ask nobody for no money. I'll never ask nobody for no gifts or any of that. That's not what I'm on here for. If this is meant for me to do to spread positive words and talk to people and share my life, if this is, meant for me, if these platforms is meant for me to do something, if it's meant to change my life, that will happen. Not from somebody giving me their hard earned money for 29-cent little flowers and gifts. Yeah, it's mind changing. When you get I got a $23 check from TikTok. My first check from TikTok was $23, and it changed me. That let me know that somebody is paying attention, and I can earn money, from speaking my truth. I can earn money from that. You know, the world is different. Hollywood is Hollywood. And now we can come on here and talk to the world the way we talking to them right now, the way you listening to me. So, and the more Cindy, what's going on? Thanks for joining the live with your man Tree Trunk 313. I never did it like I'm doing it right now. I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube at the same time. I don't know why I didn't even do that, since I've been going live. Because YouTube is where I started. YouTube is my first love, but I wasn't getting no love off YouTube. You know, YouTube, you know, I've been at it trying to get monetized on YouTube since 2018 and I'm still not there. And I grow every single day on TikTok. But something is happening on YouTube where I go back and I still post a few videos here and there because I got the channel and I see the videos get more views than they used to get. So something is happening, but I still got to feed that algorithm. So I said I'm going to start going live on both platforms at the same time. And, you know, just speak my truth, you know, and give it to y'all the way God give it to me. Who is that? Wally, what's going on? If I said your name wrong, you know, no disrespect to you. You know, I'm just glad that you give me your time, that you dropping by, just saying what's up to you, man. Treetrunk. You know, that's what's most appreciated to me. That's what's most appreciated to me. You know, I don't need no gifts or nothing. If I ask for anything, it'll be something free, like tap the screen. Just let me know you liking the live stream. You know, just let me know you liking the live stream. It's just real talk, stuff we all can relate to. That's what my channel is about. That's positivity. You know, and speaking your truth. You are who you are in this world. I don't care what's going on. You know, thanks for liking the live, Cindy. You know, thanks for liking the live. You are who you are in this world. And I've noticed since I've been on TikTok, and you know, I do videos where I rehearse them and I learn, you know, how to move in different ways, but I feel it and I see it. I'm starting to be more authentic. You know, I'm just, you know, something is happening and something is changing, you know, the way I view it and the way I do things, you know, and I'm more authentic. I just, you know, I'm not scared to record. I'm not scared to talk, you know, talk to people and engage with people. And it seems like the more authentic I be, it just hit different. I don't know how to explain it. And I can just give it to y'all the way God give it to me, and that's the way I always say it. That's the way I always do it. And you can catch me here at 8 a.m. every Sunday morning to speak my truth on TikTok and on YouTube at Treetrunk 313. I wish I can go live on, you know, 4 or 5 different platforms because ain't nothing wrong, you know, with a positive word for people that wake up and they pick their phone up, you know, and I pop up and I give them some positive words for the day. Like, hey, you know, no matter what's going on, whether it's a good day or it's a bad day, get up, put your shoes on, you know, wash your face, brush your teeth, get out there and do it, you know, because nothing lasts forever. You know, you're going to have good days, you're going to have bad days. You know, that's just the way life is, you know, and that go for anybody, no matter your financial status, you know. Valentine, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Tree Trunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. I never done it the way I'm doing it today. I'm live on TikTok and I'm live on YouTube right now. I don't know why I ain't been doing it like that because YouTube has always been my first love and that's what got me into content creating in the first place. But I don't get no love on YouTube. I get love on TikTok, just like you giving me your time right now, just listening to what I got to say. You could be doing anything else with your time, but you stopped to say what's up to your man Tree Trunk. You was swiping, and I popped up on your FYP. You know, Drea, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Tree Trunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. Since I popped up on your FYP, thank you for stopping, listening to what I got to say. I never done it the way I'm doing it right now. I'm live on TikTok. I'm live on YouTube at the same time, and people. You know, a question I get all the time is how did I get the name Tree Trunk? You know, and a lot of people have their different assumptions on how I got the name, but you can go to my YouTube channel and you can see how I got that name. I'm a garden guy, and I can't post my garden on TikTok because of community guideline issues, but YouTube is a different kind of platform. I post them on there, my garden stuff, and you know I can grow trees. So that's how I got the name Treetrunk, and it just stuck, and I've been running with it. But I don't get no love on YouTube. I get love here on TikTok. I'm getting love from you right now. For just stopping in. Listening to what I got to say. And if you liking the live, just tap the screen. I never ask for no money from anybody because I know how it is to need that ends meet to make it back and forth through the week for stuff you may need. Tap that screen and just give me a like. That's what's much appreciated for your man Tree Trump. And drop a comment to feed the algorithm. That's all. And nobody has popped up in my YouTube live. I've been live here on YouTube and I've been live on TikTok for 40 minutes right now. And I've been having people come in and out, on my TikTok. I've been saying what's up, expressing appreciation. Y'all just coming in, and that's what it's about. You see this gray up in here. We remember a time where it wasn't even no, what's going on, Claire Bear, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Tree Trunk. You see how she just came up in here and showed me the love. Claire Bear, I'm doing it like I ain't never did it before here on the live. You know, I'm live on YouTube and I'm live on TikTok, here at the same time. I'm just trying to push myself out there more. And then I was always wondering when I would do my lives on TikTok, I was never able to go back in and get the full recordings of my live. And since I'm doing it on YouTube now, I can go back and I can get the full recordings on what's going on. Abigail Brown, what's going on? Thanks for coming up in the live with your man Tree Trunk 313. You mess with me, you messing with the D. Ain't nothing but real talk, real. Uh, Thank you, sister. Thank you for the love right there. And thanks for liking my videos. Thanks for, stopping in and giving me some of your time. Your time is valuable. That's the real currency out here in this world. The real currency is our time. You know, People think, you know, having a stack of money, holding it to their ear, this the money, this the bands. No, you had to give your time to get that money because we trade our time for money every single day. All of us do. We do something that's connected to our time to earn money, you know. Oh, thank you, Cindy. It's much appreciated. You drop in all the time. I see you coming in. You and Claire Bear, y'all. Y'all two connect with each other. I see y'all come in and watch my videos all the time. It's much appreciated. It's much appreciated. And I'm gonna start going live on YouTube and TikTok and see how far I can push this thing. See how far I can push it. And it's just positive words. And it helps me, as much as it helps others. I get creators that I depend on looking at some of their positive words, every single morning, so I check in too the same way people check in with me, and I say it a lot of times in my comment, engagement is the key on TikTok. Engagement is the key. And if you engage, TikTok see you a quality engager, you just you'll see it and you'll feel it, you'll know it. And a lot of times, and in most cases, and in all cases, I get more love from, the people that, I converse with here on TikTok than the people that I know out there, in the real world, because you see who likes your videos, you see who watches your videos. And a lot of people, they'll tell me you wasting your time, man. You making money from doing this, or, they don't see the vision that I see. They don't see it. But I see a further path, and the path may not be for me. The path may be for my daughter or my granddaughter. You know, tell them what I'm building here. That may be for them. My granddaughter, she gets upset when I come up here and I do my live streams and I do my videos because she want to know what's going on. And she's so smart. She may be the one that take it to the next level. But I never had a fear of coming on camera, talking to people, or getting on stage, talking to people, in my teenage years when I wanted to be a rapper. I'll get my pen and paper, I'll get my raps, and I'll find a talent show or I'll find whatever. And I got up there and I rehearsed it and I did it. And this is my outlet for that right now. It was like I need this just as much as the people that